Welcome to Linkronicity, where your journey and destiny link. I'm Stacey, Kumagai, your Linkologist, and I'm here to help you link your life. How are you doing, lovely souls? How are you feeling? How are you maintaining during this crazy time? I hope that you are all staying healthy and safe and navigating the new landscape of what's happening in our brand new, normal, changed terrain. I hope you're staying centered and focused and grounded. And for those of you who are not, that's exactly why I'm here. I'm here right now, called upon the collective to help you understand some of these energies that are happening right now. We've seen a lot over the last several months shift and change into unfathomable, thinkable situations with how we have to operate our 3D humans based on what's going on in the world. And as we shift and as we grow and as we become more self-aware of how we're showing up, how we're communicating, how we're coming to grips with our new reality, there's something that we need to talk about right now, and it's called linking to your divine truth. Now, for those of you who have just joined me and have never followed before, welcome. My videos that I do here are kind of pedestrian, but also somewhere out there in the cosmos, because I'm here to link you to your mind and your heart, your soul and your spirit, and bringing communications together from the 5D realm to the 3D reality of your human everyday life. And that's a lot. It's a lot of energy, but as we gear shift and try to become more agile in our new situations of daily living, it's important for us to come to terms with what our divine truth is. So I'm going to ask you, do you know what your divine truth is? Do you know what your divine truth is since you've been through all of these changes that we've been experiencing this year? Have you come to a place of contemplation as you've been reflecting upon what life means to you and your own revised definition of your meaning of life, living life here in the 3D on the earthly plane, and what you want that to look like? Coming to grips with our divine truth is a very tricky process during these energies, and not just because of the worldly events that have happened, which are affecting all of us, but also with the energy of the atmosphere. And we just came out of a lunar eclipse. We're just about ready to go into a solar eclipse. We've got Mercury in retrograde. We've got several planets in retrograde. A lot of crazy energies that are happening right now. Things moving into different signs, planets in transit. And what that does is that's a universal nudge, push, microscope, magnifying glass, lens on the things that your subconscious is telling yourself, what your heart is telling your human, what your soul is reconciling with your human in your reality of your day-to-day, and how you're showing up and what you're communicating to yourself as in what your divine truth is. And if we shove the human away for just a second, and we get into the thoughts and the energies which are manifesting whatever we're thinking, that's why we have to always keep our thoughts positive, as we're doing that, what we really have to get back to is what our divine truth is. Okay, and that has a lot of muddied, cluttered, clouded confusion crying out for clarity right now because of all of this energy push pull swirling about, shift and change, which is making it difficult or challenging to express in the earthly plane, because our humans are trying to grab on to the old life, like last year's old life or 2 years ago or whatever, maybe all your life up until this point. which you know, because this year is a year that none of us really figured out how we were going to be navigating in this new reality. So what's happening is what I described last year in the videos that I shot, was about how your new normal was going to be feeling like you're being dragged through it, as opposed to understanding the dharmic flow of the energy. We struggle, we suffer more when we try to fight some of the all-knowing and the gut intuition, because our human is so trying to not lose grip of the old paradigm, the old normal of how we used to live. And I know that it's a big transformational change for everybody. Everyone's having to come to this realization of sitting in a spot asking themselves, is this what I want to do? Is this what I want to say? Is this how I want to show up? Is this how I want to function? Is this where I want to focus my energies? Is this where I want to reevaluate my dreams? Is this really important now? Is this not? What's more important now? And when we look at our relationships in our life, when we look at our way of how we showed up, we have to start to ask ourselves, you know, what it is that we were really in this for, in terms of what voids and spaces needed to be filled up, rather than us doing the work to fill up those spaces, to be stronger, to come into a situation whole. And that could be for anything. That could be for your work, that could be for your family, that could be for your friendships, that could be with your personal relationships, you know, your romance life, all of it. And even being the captain of the ship of your own dreams, of what your earthly being came here to want to do and see come into fruition. And this is where we have to get to our divine truth. This is where we have to look at the divine truth in a different lens than we used to. Before, in the old truth video, that was dealing with just our 3D human, translating certain subconscious thoughts into manifestation. But now what we're looking at, because everyone's on a different timeline, we all rose to the next level, but everyone's still kind of in their own zone. So you have to ask yourself now, in your divine truthful questioning, where is my energy going to be focused in my new zone? And am I going to have the patience with myself to work through it and confront it, as opposed to denying it, trying to grab onto the old life that we had prior to 2020? Because that old life doesn't exist anymore. I mean, not in the same context, not in the same form, not in the way that we used to function, not in the way we used to communicate, not in the way we did daily operations, not in the way that we would do goal setting. Goal setting has to take on a different shift now, because our lives are changing daily. Not just weekly or monthly, but daily. So as we get new information, as we process what's happening, you know, not just with the pandemic, but everything else, the people, the situations in our lives, and also feeling the compacted, compressed energy of the huge transformation of humanity and our core ethics and our values and our principles and what we stand for and what we want to show up as, and then deal with the human's desires of what the human wants, because we're still living in a human existence, right? I mean, you're still having food cravings. You're still having vacations you want to take. You still have things you want to attain and achieve in your vessel. But we have to really get down to the core of what that divine truth is, and how you want to share it, how you want to exchange the energies, how you want to take action upon what your gut knows, or what your heart knows, or what your mind and your heart have come into agreement with. And that's where the big disconnect is, because our mind has like cell system memory, and we're thinking about our entire lives prior to 2020. And this is where the human ego and the human pride gets in the way of what the heart and the gut ultimately know as it goes in with our subconscious and our higher consciousness awareness, which is happening more and more and more and more, because everyone's becoming awakened now. Everyone's becoming awakened. So as you're dealing with your awakened energies, this is where we come back to the core question. What's your divine truth? Your divine truth. Not everybody else's divine truth. What's your divine truth? Because unless we can show up as our authentic selves with our own divine truth, it's really challenging to start to make plans or manifest wishes if we don't have any energy concentrated and focused in the direction of what that truth is. This is where we need to get real with ourselves and ask ourselves, do I want to be doing this? Do I want to be showing up this way? And I'm going to share a personal story with you. Like, I've been going through this too. I'm a water sign. I've been picking up all of these tides, low tide, high tide of energies, because, half the world is water, right? And everyone's emotional right now. And I've been picking up all of these things, not just in the 3D earthly plane. I'm picking up energies from the people who have passed away. People who have passed away from all of this pandemic and all of this violence and everyone's things swirling about. So I'm picking up and I had to ask myself, I had to get to my divine truth. Am I going to be a machine? Am I going to be a human machine and crank out videos because I know that the collective is expecting them? Or am I going to show up and do these videos when I'm really called? Really called. And I had to reconcile my human and my soul and say, no, I need to show up when I'm really called. Not because I think that you guys need a video or want a video, but when I'm really feeling the gut, the heart, the soul, the real energy of when I know that you guys are calling out to have clarity in the situation of what's happening in our world and how I might be able to give you some sort of insights on it from these downloads that I'm having as I'm talking to you right now, because I'm not in control of what's coming out of my mouth right now. Everything's being channeled right now as to how I show up, and that's how I know. That's how I know. There are no scripts. This is straight through. This is one take. This is a channeled message. This is the pure authentic way of showing up, and I had to say, okay, that's what's going to flow. That's what's going to jive with who I am. That's what's going to actually resonate more with you when you get in your divine truth space, and I'm in my divine truth space of saying, you know what, I'm showing up now because I feel a collective pull where I'm truly needed, as opposed to my own self initiating, task mastering, machine overachiever of trying to put out all of this stuff, which may or may not serve you exactly because it's not sitting in the right energy spheres. And that's because the old way life prior to 2020 was working in a different context. Everything now, we're now living in a new paradigm of our new reality, of our new normal that everybody keeps saying, right? The new normal. It's this alternative dimension of how we're functioning in our energies as it's shifting on a daily basis for our human. And as we come into more higher consciousness awareness with our soul, authentic being and becoming, because we're all changing right now. So what I'd like for you to do, it's going to be really simple. It's not even going to be a 3-column exercise assignment. I'd like you to write down your thoughts, lovely souls. I'd like you to write down your thoughts and your feelings about what you're experiencing in the present moment and how that contrasts to your old reality and what your GPS is telling you now. Because it's an important time for us right now to listen to our intuition. Because if we're not listening to our intuition, we're basically being followers as opposed to being self-guided. I'm just here to help you work through those energies. What you choose to do on your own, that's your life path, that's your ultimate personal journey. You're your own unique self. There's no one exactly like you, so you have to make those decisions as to what you want that to look like and how you want to show up in it and what energies you want to work with to be able to have deeper, more meaningful conversations, truthful, more authentic revealings, real connective, reciprocal energies and being vulnerable enough to share, to say, hey, this is my truth. This is my truth. That's why I wanted to come here today too, to also share my divine truth. Like, I only want to put out content that is really resonating, so we're both coming from the same place, as opposed to me feeling like I need to keep showing up on a certain schedule. I want to just produce something that's actually going to help you work through the current energies when I'm feeling the push of the collective, when I'm feeling the confusion or cloudiness of the collective, when I'm feeling as if you guys need a little bit of help with your GPS. And I figure I also had to come to terms with the fact that many of you may not even want the help. And you'll know when you do, because you'll come to me at Linkronicity.com. You'll come to me for your private coaching sessions. And I'm available to you. I've been putting out a lot of altruistic work for the past 5 years. And I've gotten to a place now where I realize that the content that I have is really all that you need. And if you need something more than that, that's when you contact me. You come and contact me through my website, you come and contact me through social media, show up in that way to say, or ask a question and say, hey, I'm curious about this, I'm curious about that. My higher conscious awareness is flying here, and I'm wanting to know how my human can function with these energies and what I've discovered about myself in my self-discovery journey, in my soul journey, in my mind, body, spirit, soul, consciousness, collective, merging energies of human and soul consciousness. You'll come to me for those things, and I can help you get through that with articulating what that really is as you now walk your new path in your divine truth. So I just want to say thank you to you. I have deep gratitude in my heart. My pure heart intention really, when I started this channel, was just to show up to be of service. I still want to do that. I have no idea where this is going to go from here. My life purpose and my passion is pure and authentic, and I'll keep going as long as I'm feeling that authentically, and knowing that there are those of you who actually need this help. So anyway, if you have any questions, I want to be of service to you, so hit me up on social media, ask a question. I'm here to help you however that I can, and help you navigate your new normal, your new landscape, as you walk in your divine truth and link to it as you craft your new future. I'm Stacey, Kumagai, your Linkologist, here to help you link your life. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Linkronicity, blogspot.com, and go to Linkronicity.com for private coaching sessions. I have all kinds of packages available. Half hours for all of you who are who are actual healers, who are needing another healer to help you, because I know you've been expending your energies to everybody else. So I've got special half-hour intensive for you. 1 hour, 90-minute sessions are still available for the general public. I also have mini packages for dream interpretations for these crazy dreams you've been having during quarantine, as to what it all means, past, present, future, dealing with chakra rebalancing, and that clarity call, just an 11-minute call if you just need that real quick fix of understanding where it is you got a little bit derailed. I'm here to help. Thank you so much for being here. I have gratitude in my heart, and I'm very thankful, very, very, very thankful, and feel honored and privileged to be able to be here. So have a lovely day, lovely souls. Be healthy, stay safe, and know that you can link to your divine truth, and I'm here to help. Have a great day. Namaste.